Have you ever held a pencil in your hand, that bright, familiar yellow that just feels right? It's something so simple yet essential, something many of us have used since childhood without ever wondering why it looks the way it does. So why are pencils painted yellow? Is there a hidden meaning behind this color, or was it just a random choice? Turns out, there's a fascinating backstory that ties pencils to history, royalty, culture, and even global trade. Let's dive in and uncover why that little yellow pencil in your hand has way more meaning than meets the eye. But wait, before we dive fully into this, take 2 seconds and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on our future amazing content. And hit the like button. Why are pencils painted yellow? 1. The origins of the pencil, born from discovery. Picture the rolling, misty hills of Borrowdale, England, in the 16th century. This quiet mining town nestled between rugged cliffs and deep green valleys was about to change history. Local miners, covered in soot and grit, stumbled upon something strange, dark, and unusually smooth glinting in the ground. They believed it was lead, but soon discovered that this shimmering black material was far from ordinary. It was pure graphite, a substance that could leave deep, clear marks with the slightest touch. This graphite was a rare treasure, unlike anything else, capable of making marks so bold and permanent they seemed magical. But there was a problem. The precious graphite, so soft and easily broken, needed a solution that could harness its potential without losing it to fragments. Skilled craftsmen stepped in, wrapping the graphite in slender wooden casings to give it strength and protection. This was a revolutionary idea. Suddenly, writing and drawing could be done with a tool that was portable and precise. As the news spread, people from across Europe came to Borrowdale to get their hands on this marvel. Soon, other countries began crafting their versions, with artisans in Germany, Italy, and France innovating on the design and adding their own cultural touches. The humble pencil was taking shape, though it still wasn't the vibrant, familiar tool we recognize today. It would take until the 19th century for pencils to evolve into what we now know, but the early discovery in Borrowdale had already planted the seeds of something far greater. This little tool, born from an accidental mining discovery, would go on to become an instrument for artists, thinkers, and students around the world, with the power to shape and record history itself. 2. Why yellow? The story of status and culture. The choice of yellow wasn't a random splash of paint. It was a deliberate, meaningful decision that changed the way pencils were perceived. Fast forward to the late 19th century, when an ambitious Austrian entrepreneur named Joseph Hartmuth wanted to make his company's pencils stand out from the rest. His company, Koh-i-Noor, named after one of the world's most famous diamonds, was already known for its quality. But Hartmuth wanted to elevate his pencils to something more, a symbol of status, quality, and excellence. At the time, China's graphite was considered the finest in the world. To Joseph, using Chinese graphite was like having the Rolls-Royce of pencil materials, and he wanted everyone to know it. So he looked to Chinese culture, where yellow had long been a color of royalty, nobility, and honor. This wasn't just any color. In China, yellow symbolized the emperor himself, and was so sacred it was forbidden for commoners to wear. Hartmuth wanted his pencils to reflect this prestige, so he chose yellow, a color that wasn't just eye-catching, but hinted at a sense of global quality and distinction. In 1893, Koh-i-Noor's bright yellow pencils made their grand debut at the Chicago World's Fair, where people marveled at them. The color wasn't just a statement. It was a story of craftsmanship and culture. People loved the bold look, and soon, other pencil makers began adopting yellow, hoping to create that same aura of exclusivity. Suddenly, the yellow pencil became the it item. And if you had one, it was like holding a piece of that noble, faraway quality right in your hand. 3. Yellow as a symbol. How a color became an icon. Yellow wasn't just a color that helped pencils stand out in a shop display. It became a beacon of reliability and quality. As the 20th century rolled in, yellow pencils were everywhere. and they practically glowed on school desks and office tables. But there was something deeper going on here. By now, people associate the yellow color with high standards and dependable quality. It was almost like an unwritten rule. A yellow pencil was the pencil you could trust. In the US, manufacturers embraced this identity, producing millions of yellow pencils annually. They weren't just selling a writing tool. They were creating a standard, something families and schools could rely on. This color soon became synonymous with creativity and learning, a familiar sight to children excitedly opening their school supplies or artists sketching their first designs. The cheerful, warm hue of the yellow pencil felt welcoming and encouraging, and it didn't take long for it to become iconic. Just as we recognize a designer brand today, people knew that if they reached for a yellow pencil, they were choosing something reliable, trustworthy, and time-tested. Over the years, yellow pencils turned into more than just school supplies. They became symbols of a shared experience. Every time someone picks one up, they're holding a piece of history, a tool that has traveled across centuries and cultures, linking the past with the present. And for kids in classrooms around the world, that yellow pencil is still a spark of excitement, a tool that holds the promise of new ideas, knowledge, and creativity. 4. Why yellow still reigns today. In a world overflowing with options, from sleek, metallic pens to fancy gel markers in every shade, yellow pencils continue to hold their place, quietly reigning supreme. But why? Imagine the scene: a bustling classroom or a busy office desk piled high with paperwork, where pencils of every imaginable color lie scattered. Amid the mess, the bright, warm glow of yellow cuts through the clutter. It stands out like a beacon, catching your eye instantly. This isn't just luck. It's an intentional choice rooted in function and familiarity. Yellow's visibility isn't just practical. It feels comforting. It taps into the deep-seated nostalgia of school days and creative beginnings, a small spark of energy whenever we see it. Yellow has that effect. It's associated with warmth, happiness, and energy. Studies in color psychology even show that yellow can lift moods, enhance focus, and inspire a bit of cheerfulness. With a yellow pencil in hand, there's a sense of optimism, a subtle encouragement that today's tasks, no matter how mundane, hold the potential for creativity and inspiration. So when you reach for that yellow pencil, you're not just picking a writing tool. You're holding onto a small but powerful symbol of positivity, a color that adds a touch of lightness to your day. It's a reminder that even in the most ordinary routines, there's room for a bit of warmth and wonder. 5. A legacy that lives on. The journey of the yellow pencil has taken it far beyond mere tool status. It's a piece of living history. Think about it. This tiny item has moved through hands across centuries, from royalty in ancient China to students around the world, each person adding their own story to its legacy. It's a rare example of an object that hasn't just endured through time. It's flourished, shaping its own space in both cultural heritage and modern life. In every classroom and office, a yellow pencil sits as a tiny link to the past, an item that was crafted with care and cultural pride, made to endure. Each pencil, seemingly so simple, carries with it a sense of craftsmanship, as if every line you draw or word you write is part of a story that began centuries ago. It's a bridge that connects generations, kids learning to write, artists sketching their next big idea, or scientists drafting formulas, and all with the same trusted tool. So next time you sharpen a yellow pencil, think of it as a shared experience. The legacy of the pencil goes far beyond its physical form, touching on the timeless human need to express, to record, and to communicate. Its legacy isn't just written on paper, it's woven into the history of human creativity and innovation. Oh, and by the way, I know you're liking this video already. Go ahead right now and show me some love by hitting the like button. Done. All right, let's continue. 6. The influence of global trade. How trade routes shaped the pencil. The yellow pencil didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's a product shaped by a global network of trade, exploration, and ingenuity. Picture the journey. Rare, premium quality graphite mined from the mountains of China, carefully transported across dangerous, unpredictable trade routes to reach Europe. These trade routes were more than mere pathways. They were lifelines, linking cultures, sharing resources, and introducing the world to remarkable new materials. For the pencil industry, Chinese graphite was pure gold. Using it was a way to mark the pencil as high quality, exotic, and worth its weight. But with such valuable material came high costs and risk. Traders had to safeguard shipments across seas and mountains, crossing borders where anything could happen. It was a journey that symbolized the growing connections between distant lands and cultures, a journey that made the pencil a symbol of this interconnectedness. Each yellow pencil became a tiny testament to this global web of trade and influence. It wasn't just a tool for writing. It was a product of international exchange, a connection between Chinese miners, European craftsmen, and traders who braved the journey. Today, holding a yellow pencil is like holding a piece of that history in your hand, a reminder of how the world's shared resources, risks, and ambitions came together in a form as simple and enduring as a pencil. 7. Yellow as a marketing strategy. Creating a brand identity. Yellow wasn't just a random color, it was a marketing masterstroke. In the late 1800s, pencils weren't yet household items. They were a niche tool. But as industries grew and consumer markets expanded, companies realized they needed something unique to make their pencils stand out. Koh-i-Noor, the European company that first painted its pencils yellow, understood the importance of branding long before it became the norm. By choosing yellow, they didn't just aim to create a product, they aimed to create a memorable identity. Yellow stood out on crowded shelves, catching the eye, and making a promise of quality and prestige. Over time, people came to associate that bright yellow with reliability, setting Koh-i-Noor's pencils apart from the rest. The color became synonymous with quality, a kind of visual guarantee that you were buying something worth having. Yellow was no longer just a color, it was a powerful brand. As other manufacturers followed suit, yellow became more than just a trend. It was a revolution. People started to expect yellow pencils to be better, even if they didn't know why. This marketing strategy was so effective that, even today, yellow pencils remain the most popular, their color telling a story of quality, trust, and tradition. Yellow became the uniform for premium pencils, transforming a simple tool into a recognizable brand and a cultural icon. 8. From yellow to modern innovations, evolving the pencil beyond color. The story of the yellow pencil doesn't end with the color. It's evolved alongside our changing needs and technology. Traditional yellow pencils still hold a special place in our lives, but innovation has given rise to a range of tools inspired by the humble pencil, from sleek mechanical pencils that never need sharpening to digital styluses that capture the feel of writing with real graphite. Each of these innovations owes its existence to the foundational yellow pencil, a timeless design that proved just how powerful a simple tool could be. Yet, as new forms emerge, the spirit of the yellow pencil lives on. Whether you're jotting down notes with an erasable pen or creating digital art on a tablet, the yellow pencil's legacy of accessibility, functionality, and simplicity endures. It's a symbol of how tools can change, adapt, and even become digital, yet remain rooted in the same spirit of creativity. This evolution shows us that innovation doesn't mean leaving tradition behind, it means building upon it. So while pencils may now come in digital form or erasable ink, they trace back to that simple yellow design that combined practicality, culture, and craft. The yellow pencil reminds us that, no matter how advanced our tools become, they're still inspired by a desire as old as humanity itself, the desire to leave a mark. In conclusion, next time you reach for a pencil, remember that little splash of yellow carries centuries of stories with it, from royal palaces to your hand. This humble tool may seem ordinary, but it's anything but. Let us have your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for joining us, If you found this information enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content about cities and cultures from around the world.